Welcome back on the AM show, and after that blustering run, we get over to Elubo, and we'll be talking about the customs issue recently on the back of our latest Hotline documentary, Smuggler's Paradise. Well, the customs grouping has been forced to act, so to speak, or made to act. Well, my colleague Maxwell Akakpo is with them somewhere in Elubo, and will be interacting with us on what exactly the developments are to clamp down on corruption at our borders. Maxwell, if you can hear me, a very good morning to you. Thanks for the great job you're doing. What is the latest you can report from Elubo?
From Ghana, but what you can see behind me, just about it's Ivory Coast. So that is Ivory Coast, and a community, a border community called Noe, which is in Ivory Coast. Now, if you move from there, so this vehicle actually coming is from Noe, Ivory Coast. So these are personnel from the Ivory Coast police, and they are coming into Ghana at this point. So that is Ivory Coast. But when you turn right now, it says, "Welcome to Ghana." And like you can see personnel from the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority there. You can see personnel of the Ghana Immigration Service also there. We're here to check activities here at the border. Remember that this is the second busiest land border, and that it comes second after Aflau. It doesn't look busy today. The beehive of activity that people usually see here, it's a bit absent here today because Ivory Coast, they closed their section of their part of the border after, when the pandemic started in 2020. What it means is that it's difficult for people to actually go there to do business. The Ghana side of the border is open, but their side, after 2 years, has still not been opened, and that has affected economic activities here. Today, we are focusing on the work of the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority. We want to find out what they do here to prevent smuggling, to also mobilize revenue for the country. And I have some wonderful people here who are going to join and help me with that conversation. Let me invite one of them here. He's the commander. He is one of the officers in charge here at the Elubo Collection. So, what's your name? You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Chief Revenue Officer Dan Louis Menia.
Okay.
I'm the general. I'm in charge of general duties here.
Okay.
Second in command of this collection. Okay. This is the GRA Custom Division Elubo Collection. Arguably, this is about the second busiest land frontier in Ghana.
Okay.
Yes, and in fact, here...
So all of these people, so they live in Ivory Coast?
Yeah. Yeah,
they live in Ivory Coast.
They live in Ivory Coast. They live here too. In fact, that's the problem we have. We have a situation where the people over here at Noe and those here in Elubo are virtually the same people. Okay. Yes, they have equally the same economic, social, cultural, everything. Yeah. Yeah. Others have to have their farms over there in Ivory Coast, and the vice versa. Okay. You can hardly put a line between them in terms of anything. They have their markets here, they have markets, they interact. Okay. And then there's a very serious economic activities that they engage each other with.
Okay.
Yeah,
and how does that affect your operations?
Yes, so that is where the problem is when it comes to smuggling, when the issue of smuggling comes in. Okay. The issue of smuggling is a very dicey thing. Because right now, as we are talking, we have opened our gates. Okay. The Ivorians have not opened their gates. And so movement of people is an issue. Okay. We get people who want to come here with their goods are not allowed by the Ivorians because they have closed their border. Okay. So the alternative would be to pass other means of getting to Ghana. And so that is the reason why we have a normative, we have unapproved routes. Okay. But before I will go that way, I want to let you know our jurisdiction, area of jurisdiction.
Okay.
It's so broad and very wide. And now, the Elubo Collection has to do with so many, stations spanning from New Afasini. Okay. And Afasini has outposts. We have New Town, we have Alanda Wharf, each of them with outposts.
Yeah.
And then from there it comes main Elubu here. Then we move all the way to Yakese, Sewum, Omampe, and Adieso. These are a vast geographical stretches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that brings me to something that I heard when we got here, that the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority is understaffed. You do not have adequate personnel to play that dual role, to execute that dual mandate of revenue mobilization and also checking security here at the borders. In fact, I am told that immigration personnel are even more than the personnel from the Customs Division of the GRA. How true is that?
That one is a stubborn reality we are faced here. A very stubborn reality that we are confronted here with. When it comes to staff strength.
Yeah.
Now, given the mandate that we have, the dual mandate of having to mobilize revenue, as well as having to manage security, border security, it's really a daunting challenge for us. Yes. And like the geographical expanse that I talked about, and the numerous unapproved routes that we have, we really need personnel. But then unfortunately, recruitment is not forthcoming that much. And then the rate of attrition of officers, and then the fact that the staff, customs staff, is an aged staff. So we want an injection of vibrant and very, very energetic young men who will help us do that. That is it. Alternatively, for now, I think we should be talking about the deployment of technology to assist us. Okay. In our case, issues like even the deployment of drones, especially along the river, the Tano River, will help us a lot.
So aside from personnel, you also have a problem when it comes to logistics.
Yes.
Okay.
Logistically, we are down.
Okay.
Now, if you look at most of the agencies, sister agencies that we have here, they are all actually furnished with things like all-terrain, what do you call it?
Quad bikes?
Quad bikes, all-terrain vehicles that enable them to go into the bush easily.
Okay.
We have problems with logistically, we have problems with motorbikes, quad bikes.
Okay, that reminds me. Yesterday, I went to one of the posts where your personnel are, Cocoville, I'm told it's called. And it's an unapproved route, and you have men there who patrol that area 24/7, who are stationed there actually.
Yes.
And there's no security post there. They sit in the dark, the place is poorly, illuminated.
So logistically,
lighting is poor.
So logistically, we are talking about all of these.
Do you have boats like canoes? Because you have to patrol
on the river.
On the river, do you have canoes or boats?
We don't have canoes. We used to have canoes, or what do you call it? We used to have boats at Alan Wharf. They are all broken down, and there hasn't been any replacement since then. And so we are actually having logistical problems, staff problems, and looking at the enormity of our mandate in border protection management is really an issue for us. We think that I will even take the occasion to actually express our heartfelt gratitude to the board, GRA board, and then custom top management for the recent training programs, that they have rolled out. On topics such as anti-smuggling techniques and things. I think we need to do more of that. We need to build capacity of our officers to be able to meet the current trend. Now, international trade volumes have increased.
Just to give an idea to our viewers where we are right now. So this is the main.
So right now this is the main yard. This is the bay, examination bay, where we do conduct examination for export and imports
Okay.
alike. And
so these vehicles are coming from?
These vehicles are coming from Cote d'Ivoire.
They are coming from Cote d'Ivoire. So you are checking to make sure that there are no contrabands,
Exactly.
Vehicle.
Okay. Like I said, dual mandate. We have to make sure that we do examination to be able to detect prohibitions and restrictions and all that.
Okay.
Certain items, and also to be able to execute our revenue, assessment and things.
Okay.
So,
and then
as we stand here, these trucks are all awaiting to go to the scan, to be scanned.
So that's the scanner.
So this is the scanner you see over there.
Okay, we'll be showing you the scanner shortly.
Yeah.
So the trucks will go through the scanner.
Yes.
And if they go through the scanner, if there's any contraband, the scanner will reveal that.
Will reveal it.
And then what happens after from there?
And certainly, if it reveals it, then we do have to do physical examination.
Okay.
To ascertain, to be able to identify what it is. That is this. So that is what we do.
So, in spite of the challenges that you listed, you exceeded your target. I'm told you exceeded your target.
Yes.
Even before the year will end, your annual revenue target, you've exceeded it.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
Yeah. The fact that we're able to open our borders allowed inflows of trucks coming from the sub-region. And so normal, imports are taking place, are coming in. And so we are doing due diligence to be able to to collect every revenue due thereon. And then also, but we do a lot of export here as well.
Okay.
In fact, we do more export here than imports. Together with transit, the transit trade is also vibrant here.
Okay.
Yes, and we are hoping that if the other side of the border opens, then it means that we're going to do even much better.
Okay.
So it is our hope that potentially, if it opens, things will be much better here. Yeah, and even it will also go a long way to stem down the rate of, the surge of in smuggling.
Okay.
But in that case, people will have to come voluntarily with their things here instead of trying to pass the bush because of the closure of the border.
So, but what's making it possible for people to smuggle in spite of all the measures that you've put in place? Yeah, you talk about a logistical challenge.
Yes.
You talked about lack of adequate personnel
and also
to execute your dual mandate.
Yeah. Also the fact that the communities we have here are mainly a youthful community that are highly unemployed.
Okay.
And so we'll say that smuggling now has become the order of the day for them as part of their.
So we don't have to go close, too close.
No, not
the
too
scanner
close because of radiation.
Radiation. And,
yes.
Okay.
See, when it starts to work, then it begins to give radiation effect. So so we stay here. This is the scanner, and that is what actually helps in trade facilitation in terms of our. Facilitating the way manner in which we do conduct our examination.
Okay.
So it is an asset. It's a real asset in our operations.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will have to go this way.
Okay.
And then after here.
Yeah.
After a truck is scanned.
Yeah.
It goes through the fumigation machine over here. Okay. And that was, I think. It was part of the COVID sort of control measures put in place at the port here.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
So after.
Yes.
With the issues that we talked about, the challenges and all of that, and how closely knit these communities along the borders are, unapproved routes also, serving as facilitating, helping the people to smuggle some of these things. Yes. Would you say some of your men are also complicit in, facilitating and helping these people get away with some of the items that they try to smuggle?
No, I won't say it's facilitation.
Okay.
It's complicit. They are being complicit.
Okay.
In border management, community management, border community management is a whole issue here.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we have times where the traditional traditional people and the opinion leaders, of course, certainly when they have funerals and some of those things, they come to us to tell us, okay, we're picking some few rice, oil here and there to come and do. We are living with them here. and we cannot say they should come and account for every rise here. Certainly, we have, so that is how we manage them, okay? But that is not to say, if you break,
so there
that
wouldn't be any community agitations.
So that there won't be, yes.
Okay.
But that is not to say you can accumulate it and try to send it over. We'll catch you. We have had a lot of arrests from our barriers, our barriers, and then the patrol groups. In fact, we've had, I can say so far, we've had about getting up to 2,000 jerry cans. Okay. That's by 25 liters of cooking oil, and then about, I can say, 1,500 bags of rice that has been seized within the period under review.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you were able to seize these ones because of the systems that you've put in place here.
In fact, because of our staff strength, of course, we have coping strategy in our operations. Okay. Much of it is intelligence-led operations. You know, they need to cultivate informants who give us, in fact, very, very, very detailed information, and then we strategize and map operations accordingly. Yes.
Have you had any instances? Have you had any situation where there was a community agitation, where community members were not happy with how you are policing the borders? They're not happy because they want to, move goods to another part, and you didn't allow that?
Severally.
I heard recently.
Yes. Recently, there was a mob action, as far as even the junior, what do you call it, barracks. Okay. Yeah, over some of these arrests that we made. Okay. We've had several of such, in fact, agitations, and that is how come I say we have coping strategy in managing the community itself. Okay. We've engaged them. We've engaged the chiefs. Okay. We've had several talks with the chief and opinion leaders, and then some of those who engage in the keke. The keke, what do you call it? The keke. So we've had a lot of engagement with them, and we've actually tried to continue to sensitize them through the churches and then the media. Okay. Okay. And actually, I will hope that. I will pray that the media help us in this regard.
We talked about logistics. We talk about personnel. Infrastructure is also a problem.
Yes.
I understand that this is the office for the preventive unit. Yes. At this Elubo Collection, the second busiest land border in Ghana. This is their office.
Yes. As for infrastructure, I think the least talked about the better, because we are just coping with, in fact, I must say some kind of mediocrity is here. This is just all about the preventive unit. This is what we have that houses the preventive unit. In fact, that is the unit that every operation here revolves around. Okay. In fact, this is what we have for them. And even the border in itself, you can see we have a lot of scattered containers all over the place. Yeah. It's really unsightly as a major border to this. It's quite disturbing. But that is what we have. We wish some injection of investments could be made to raise this block. Probably could have high rising blocks that could take care of all these various people. Here we have the GIF. This is the GIF and we have port health, we have banks, we have ICOMs, we have light weapon, small arms and light weapon commission over there, all scattered all over the place in small, in fact, temporary structures here at the border. Okay, and even here when we have heavy operations here of the trucks, the dust is so serious here. Okay. And so we will plead that probably if something could be done about it, it will really enhance our outlook here. Okay, sure.
So in wrapping up this conversation, key things you want: more personnel.
Okay.
And then logistics.
Okay. Possibly if we could deploy technology to assist in our operations. The preventive is made up of The K9, the terrorist unit, the marine. Okay. And I think if we could resource all these preventive, what we call components, smuggling would be drastically reduced.
Okay.
Yes, it will be drastically reduced, and now it will inject efficiency into our operation generally.
Okay.
Because as long as smuggling is reduced, then voluntary compliance will increase, and revenue will do what? Will also increase, and then all prohibitions and ban items that are not needed in Ghana will also be. And like I'm saying, if we really are resourced, counter-terrorism will really, they'll think twice. Because when they come and see all these guys well armed to teeth and patrolling all around, I think it is enough to scare all those terrorists, potential terrorists or extreme extremism or violence in our system.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to say a big thank you for giving us unfettered access to your facility and giving us some sense, an idea of your operations here, and you know what you do.
Yes.
I have so. In 1 minute, I have with me Principal Revenue Officer Elubo Collection. We're just going to have this conversation 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So, what would you say is the revenue situation here? How well are you doing in terms of revenue, Elubo Collection?
Yeah, thank you, Maxwell. Yeah, it's true. For now, and then we hit our targets the first week in September. We were able to hit our targets. Yeah, we did basically, even though we are understaffed, we were able to hit our targets. Here we do more exports than the imports. But then with the help of the scanner, we're able to consult items found in empty trucks and then loaded goods. Some are the description. We're able to detect them and all near to the benefits of the country in terms of revenue. And the reason to even to do some arrays on this fuel, because fuel in Abidjan is cheap. It's in Cote d'Ivoire is cheap.
Okay.
So people decided to now resort to smuggling of diesel into Ghana. So far, we're able to collect over 300 jerrycans and then 2 drums of diesel, amounting to, when we sold to the public, these are flammable items, so we have to dispose of it. We realized that we've got a revenue of 34,500 to the state. Out of this, and then besides that, there are some mobile phones and other things that were detected by the scanner, and all this duty was paid, and penalty revenue collected. So basically,
because fuel is cheap. Because fuel is cheap in Ivory Coast, you get some people trying to smuggle that into the country, and I hear food items as well. Because it's cheap there, they want to smuggle it in here to Ghana.
Well, that is rice and then cooking oil. So our men at the various checkpoints, the routes, the unapproved routes, and then the barrier at Samina, not long from here, we're able to make some arrests, and in order to deter them from involving in this sort of smuggling activities. Yeah, it's true. Cooking oil is cheaper in Cote d'Ivoire, so a lot of them resort to, and they normally use the unapproved routes because the terrain is such a way that it's very difficult to police the terrain. We don't have inadequate staff. That is a problem. So the staffing problem is serious. We are seriously in need of staff. And then we have aging staff. We have aging staff in Customs Division of GRA. So we need the young ones to come. So we train them so that when we go, they take over from us. So that is also a problem. For instance, to check the law room, we're supposed to be 6 officers, but we are now 4. We are now 4. And then the preventive unit as well. And then here we have the law room, we have the TVI, we have the state warehouse, we have head loads, we have scan. We don't have men to even run the scan. We have the preventive units, and then we have the various gates, and then the various baggage halls. These are how we need men to man them. And then we have to send our officers on the unapproved route. We have the Cocoville, we have the SDA, we have Coco Under, and then I think the preventive officer will talk to that issue. So in spite of all difficulties, we're able to achieve our target. Supposing we have logistics and then we have the men, we could even do more. Yes, so we need more to do more.
For this. You need more to do more, not 4 more to do more. Thanks so much for for talking to us. Yeah, we'll be talking to. So we'll be wrapping up the conversation here. We'll be ending the conversation here. But remember that on News Desk at 10 o'clock, we'll be speaking to the head of preventive at the Elubo Collection, and he'll be giving us more education on the unapproved, routes and what they are doing here at the Elubo land border to curb smuggling and then to stop people from using the unapproved route. But you had the officer in charge of general duties. You also had the principal revenue officer, and the main talk and the main conversation here, key points, takeaway point for me, is that the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority is seriously understaffed. They need more men to do the work, to execute their dual mandates. They say they have an aging staff, and it's important for new recruitments, to inject fresh blood into the system. They're also talking about logistics. They have challenges with logistics like quad bikes for, patrols in terrains that are difficult. You also need drones to patrol the River Tano, for instance. And, they need more to be able to do more. They say that in spite of the challenges, they have exceeded their annual revenue target. We have some months for the year to end, but they have exceeded their annual revenue target. And they say when they are given more, they'll be able to do more. Reporting for Joy News Live from the Elubo land border, my name is Maxwell Agbagba. Over to you in the studio.
Well, my colleague there all the way in Elubo, that land border, western region, definitely bringing us the details of what the Customs Division of the Ghana Immigration Service is doing to curb this menace.